All right. Welcome, everyone, to the Process 34 podcast. Today, we got a very special guest with us, Mr. Kenyun Pittman, also known as Tank. The first time I ever met you was back in junior high, you and your brother, and pretty much just instantaneously likable person, approachable person, very welcoming, always got a smile on your face.
Appreciate it.
You know, always trying to either make you laugh or you've already achieved the goal before we've already even spoken to each other.
Right.
Just full of life, man. Full of life, and I'm glad to finally have you on the show. I'm glad that we can sit down and talk like this because I think that we're both on the same wavelength here, trying to uplift others.
Definitely, for sure.
So you got a few things going on. One thing in particular that I wanted to talk about and have you just kind of explain to me, which I know you've shared some with me, but I want to hear it directly out of your mouth. Mm-hmm. What is Super Strong?
Wow. Man, so Super Strong is, it's a lifestyle that fits into different industries. It's a principle that I've been living by, collectively all my life for the most part. I've just gained more clarity as I grew older, growing older, mm-hmm. and keeping my conscience open and kind of listening to what this is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So Super Strong, it it's a divine thing. Like I said, I felt this way, but and I have visions and I had the dream of where I felt like it was go. But like I said, I never created a true business plan mm-hmm. to do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like even with this speaking, like I'm not a strategic speaker. I'm more from the heart.
Yeah.
And, Super Strong is something that was kind of built from the heart, from within. Like I said, it's a divine thing. I point to my hat because, I believe my logo was on here.
It is.
It is.
Very dope.
Appreciate it. But it wasn't something that I like. Oh man, I wanted the pyramid, and it was kind of divine. It's what came back. I received it, and I grew into it. And now it's
so like, just kind of like it just came out.
Man, wow.
Yeah. Okay.
To the clarity that I see it now, it's a while.
Right.
When it first came, it was like, damn, it's dope.
Right.
I'm feeling that,
Absolutely.
I don't know what I told the designer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have, but like I said, it's what I stand on and kind of my principle at the time then. If I can break it down a little bit to you, it's the pyramid.
Uh-huh.
And how I look at it now is, I look at in this situation, I'm on one side of the pyramid, you on one side, and process 34 is a common goal.
Uh-huh.
I broke it down to my staff like that at Dream Print.
Okay.
Where I'm on one side, they one's on one side, and Dream Print is the common goal.
Okay.
I break it down to them further to say, if you wasn't there, and my wife was there, mm-hmm. God would be the mm-hmm. common goal.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at that worldly the baseline here.
Mm-hmm.
We got the common goals that the line's going up, but the baseline I kind of look at like the world.
Mm-hmm.
These are worldly situations. What your mama said, what your daddy said, what you thought. Yeah. And I feel like until you go up, you reach that the circle, the dotted, the circle, dotted circle,
uh-huh.
where I look at that as the circle of life.
Okay.
So until you look up and hear what he's,
right,
what the common goal is.
Yeah.
Without being on the worldly predicting what I heard about you, what you said,
right.
All the the mess,
right.
And that's kind of how I gained my, the clarity.
Okay.
People talk about meditating and
mm-hmm.
yoga and what that brings to them.
Mm-hmm.
It's the breathing.
Yeah.
What you got to do now, man?
Yeah.
Calm down.
Yeah, man. I tell people this all the time, man.
Uh-huh.
Like, I have Brady on here as a guest. My nephew
right.
Brady, okay? Like, I talk to Brady every day, man. And we turn the lights on, the camera, and turn the microphone on. And it's like, used to shallow breathing. And it's, it's like, hold on a second, But then you just, you sound fine. You sound perfect. Let's just,
mm-hmm.
keep telling your story. But I just wanted to say something real quick.
Uh-huh.
Your logo, like, when I first saw it, the only thing I thought was, how cool is it that you incorporated something? I couldn't figure out what it was, but I knew that there was some sort of specific meaning behind it. Mm-hmm. I loved how the SS looked. I loved how the pyramid looked, the circle, everything. But with the layers and everything to it, I knew there was more to it. And I'm happy that you shared that with me because, when I was trying to develop a logo for Process 34, I kept trying to think of something like that. Man, I could not think of it. I could not. It's hard.
I didn't create it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It just came to you. That's awesome.
Yep. So so as like I said, clarity, listening. Mm-hmm. I'm into listening. Like I said, my degree's in psychology. Because I'm like I said, I'm not a strategic speaker. Mm-hmm. I hear, and I want to help. And like I said, I've been blessed my whole life. So I've always been one of those people that want to share the blood for the mm-hmm. most part. I'm not soft to mm-hmm. where it's like it comes off loving. So, your perspective of it can be different. It's right. something that you have to feel.
Right.
And, like I said, you talked about the double S's, mm-hmm. And I wanted to go further to say if no one was on the other side of that pyramid, it would just be a mirror where it's the reflection of me. So that's where the double S's come, because the goal of Super Strong is finding the super strong in you. And it's been like I sent you the mission statement mm-hmm. and different things like that, and all that came about because I'm at a point where I don't want people to identify Super Strong with me, because the goal is to get the super strong out of them.
Right.
So it's like I'm creating different content and stories. I got my super strong stories. I just started going back to like whatever he's telling me, what mm-hmm. I'm saying? Like I'm truly listening. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm saying, it was one point where I had my logo, I had hats, I jumped in front of the camera and like we talk about, I froze up, you mm-hmm. know what I'm saying? And it's like, and the person's asking me what is super strong, and I just, nothing could come out, you know what I'm saying? And that bothered me, to the point where, it was like my goal was to identify what super strong is, mm-hmm. And like I said, it's for all different type of industries, you know what I'm saying? So whatever you're into,
right.
Whatever your story is, we all have a super strong story,
right?
That help, over to push through, to come through to,
So I just wanted to share something, because what I just picked up from what you're sharing with me about Super Strong is it sounds like you had to become super strong in order for Super Strong to become itself, right? Second, what you're doing, I'm sure has, which obviously you just proved it, like by you launching this brand, by you having this concept, this idea, and bringing it to life, like you've been able to heal some of yourself, and you've been able to grow, it sounds like, as a person, because check one, like for me, the first checkbox was face your fear,
right?
Because that was the only thing that was holding me back. Mm-hmm. It was it.
Mm-hmm.
I had all the help in the world. I had people bending over backwards saying, you should do this, you can come to me for that, and whatever. And I had the outline, the map, everything completely done. I just was fearful of presenting it to the world.
One of the things that I stand on, like I have a bunch of principles that I've been standing on since, like you said, middle school, elementary, mm-hmm. different things like that. But I picked up on my tithing, mm-hmm. At a point where I still don't feel like I'm able to do it financially. We're at a point where I didn't have the finances to pay my tithe. So, mm-hmm. I had to reach into myself and think, like, why am I even having this thought?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So what I came to hear was, I heard God telling me what he was giving me. So I took the worldly part out of it, mm-hmm. and I looked at tithing and I said, 10% of what he's giving me. Mm-hmm. And then I opened my eyes another day. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, he's giving me life. So every day I open my eyes up, I'm like, thank you. Mm-hmm. So now I'm looking like, okay, so he wants me to appreciate, You know what I'm saying? So I started taking like, okay, 2 hours and 24 hours in a day. 10% of that is 2 hours and 40 minutes. So I started scheduling that throughout the clock. And it started to be my gift to staying positive because I changed my perspective to constantly give him the credit.
Right.
You know, and at the same point in my life, I converted praying.
Yeah.
Praying was kind of weak to me.
Right.
You know, it's like a doubt of faith and belief. It didn't sound 100% because it's, you know.
You didn't believe.
You know, so I replaced praying with praising.
Okay.
You know, your son do a good job. You use the bathroom. You know, good job. You know, God likes to be praised upon. So, you know, throughout the day, you know, whatever situation it is, I condition myself to see the positive and give him the credit.
Okay.
Negative or positive. I condition myself to be able to say thank you.
Yeah, that's huge.
Grateful.
Yeah.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying?
That's huge.
It's 10 years later.
Yeah.
And the clarity that has happened, you know, just everything that I dreamed.
Yeah. You know,
I'm on the other side of that now.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it's like clockwork. You know, if you're stuck, if you're feeling like you're wanting, you're needing, you're yearning, you know, just practice a little gratitude and it all kind of simply just goes away and it gets you more focused on what is really necessary. You know what I mean? And, you know, I think that's for me, gratitude is spirituality. Practicing gratitude, you know, service work, doing all that is spirituality. That is God. That is all of that.
Paying your tithes.
Exactly.
I heard you in your spiritual show talking, you know, opening the doors, you know, to thank you. Just being a human.
A good person, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That goes a long way.
It does.
Man. You know, we talk about karma a lot in the negative form, but, you know.
You got to build it. You got to store some in the bank, right?
Exactly.
You know? Exactly.
You know, for sure.
So with Super Strong, obviously, like you said, it's been on the radar for a while. It's been planned for a while. What has transpired throughout your life that has led you to this point to want to develop Super Strong and I guess have the, you know, wherewithal to know that you can help others because of what you've gone through?
Like I said, you know me a lot of my life. Like I said, we say 20, but it's truly is on the plus side.
Yeah,
we're more
100%.
More towards 30. We talk about middle school. That was what. I mean, I'm a couple years older than you. I'm right in between you and Brooke. You know, so you know, we're talking 95.
Yeah,
you know, but I, like I said, I am that same person. Like I said, I grew up pretty fast. Before I came to Dye Elementary in 4th grade, I probably went to 6 elementaries in Flint. Okay. You know, and that's kind of where Tank was born. Yeah. Not only there wrestling, I wrestled. So in the wrestling community, it was like how we had the Big 9. Yeah. But for the kids, so it was the Big 9. We had high school before then. Right. So that's the athletes that were really good in high school. We probably saw when we were kids. Right. Yeah. 100%. Then we started playing football at that same age, which it was the same cycle, you know. And like I said, we were outside all the time. Like, you know, we grew up, you know, backflips and, you know, planting trees and outside. You want to stay out before the, you know, it's supposed to come in, but you know, we're having fun. But to some parents, it can look like, you know, we can be those bad kids. You know, and I see it now, you know, as I'm raising my daughter, I'm clearly look like, you know, we've been around the block now. And when we were younger, we didn't quite listen to the opinions of the adults when they were trying to tell it because we figured you know. Oh, yeah. And we're living life ourselves, you know. Yeah. But now I clearly see it, but I also know that I wasn't a bad kid. Right. You know, I always been a spiritual kid. Right. Like I'll go back and like now I'm hanging with some of those guys I'm talking about. I was hanging in trees. I don't know. Are you familiar with Darnell and Terrell, the twins?
Not really. I know of them. I don't know.
But they were some of my first friends. You know. But I go back and we, you know, there's so many things that I remember that I don't. It's in my head like a dream, but they were actually there. So they bring it up, and I'd be like, "Oh man, you were there,"
right.
But but they said when I was a kid, I was always kind of spiritual, and I used to go off and talk about God and do stuff. I don't really remember that, but they remember that,
right.
And I'm like, wow, because I know who I am now,
right?
And I've always been this way,
yeah.
But, like I said, we're in Flint, man, and only the strong survive. Like, it's not a place for a soft kid,
right.
Definitely coming up. So, I always balanced it to where I'm cool enough to be whatever I want to be as far as what is cool as a kid.
Right.
And to know that if I stayed here, it's not going to be good. So I probably need to keep playing these sports, So by the time I was in high school, I was truly running that ball for a scholarship.
Yeah.
I already knew, and at that time, politics hit me, like I said, these adults judging me and different things like that, but like I said, I've always been blessed, and it exposed itself and worked itself out, and I received a full ride scholarship, to originally Southern Illinois.
Okay. Is it Salukis?
The Salukis.
Salukis. Yeah. All right.
They asked me that in high school. With a friend from Carmen that I went to school with, Calvin Sims.
Okay.
So, he went to Michigan State and then transferred to Southern Illinois. Okay. So that's about the time I was graduating. Gotcha. And we was going through the politics within high school and coaching and politics and sports. That's a whole nother story. But
what kind of adversities have you faced through life? Like outside of school, just in your personal life, in your upbringing, post school, whatever. Just
do you remember? Well, you might. In middle school, do you remember the racial war?
No.
You don't remember that?
No,
it was like during that time where like Higher Learning, the movie came out.
I remember that, yeah.
Different things. And, me looking back at it now, it's like all these black kids are coming from the west side of town over to the middle school. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I feel like these people are preparing their kids for it.
Okay.
And I feel like it just rubbed off the wrong way.
Okay.
Because we came to school one day and all the kids had WP written on their book bags, on their skin, all that. And it was a group of kids over there, but like I said, we grew up playing gang behaviors. Mm-hmm. So we just kept playing gang behaviors, you know what I'm saying? Right. And we just govern ourselves and fight and just, try to make a point that, that's not going down. Right. You know what I'm saying? But that was young, and that was a crazy situation.
That
man.
Would be wild.
Yeah.
I mean, for any age, but especially adolescent kid. Mm-hmm.
But like I said, we were always kind of adults in our head. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We grew up really fast, trying to train our friends to be able to go over to the other side of town with our other friends. Right. Just so we can be a crew, type of things, but I had to leave. Yeah. Yeah. And they told me, they said, let me tell you. So I kept getting out of fights. So like we'll fight and we'll go to the principal office and they'll send me back to class. And I, and they just didn't figure, they couldn't understand why. Yeah. Let me tell you why. When I grew up over there in the hood, we had etiquettes about things. Like we didn't disrespect adults. Right. We didn't cuss when we walked past churches. What I'm saying? It was things that just stuck with me. Mm-hmm. And I knew I was a prospect. I knew I was an athlete and things like that. And I didn't want to get in trouble. Right. So I didn't ever fight and do anything like that in front of adults. Right. If it was all kids down there, I'd get busy. Right. But if an adult came, my arms was going to droop. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to follow behind the adult and be like, oh, get him. And then the adult would take that story to the principal office and tell them what they saw. Right. And they just couldn't get it. Right. Like, well, why do you got his black eye? Well, I feel I had to protect myself. Right. Yeah. But it's just respecting adults. Kids don't understand that. That'll take you a long way. Right. A long way, man. It's kind of how I got through high school, college. I'm talking about classrooms. Mm-hmm. Because, I click on truly studying and get busy on academic to later in college because of respecting adults. I always looked adults in the eye, always shook their hand firm, and always listened. I asked them how their day was. I actually listened, replied. You know, they might have a birthday that night. I might ask how it went the next day.
Right.
Where we became, you know, we have a relationship now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when that teacher gets to your name when it's time to grade, regardless of what that paperwork say, you know, this is your people's.
Right.
Once I took advantage early, you know, and I made sure I kept relationships.
Yeah.
But, you know, it transitions into everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Studying, I'm a coach. You know, it's right. You know, you think that your dad's saying firm shaking eye contact, you know, just because he's trying to make you a man, but it take you a long way.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Did it ever backfire on you and go the other way?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
How so? Like, what do you mean?
So, you know, like I said, I was blessed enough to earn a scholarship through Coach Q at Southern Illinois. Those coaches were like geniuses, but you know, I used to describe them like mad scientists. Yeah. If they were regular people, like you know what I'm saying. Right. But they doing the scientists with football. So my freshman year at Southern Illinois, we had 27 Division A transfers. Damn. Meaning our coaches went out and got pretty much 27 bad seeds. Right. You know,
and that was pre-portal, all that, right? Yeah. That
pre-portal,
was
for sure. Old school transfer, all like on paper, we're dominant, we're crazy. Right. You know what I'm saying? But we got all these different personalities. Yeah. You know, that they have to manage now. You know, so that was my experience. I'm thinking this is college. Yeah. All these guys are ready to go to the NFL. They're all selfish and, you know, they're just worried about putting the numbers up. And I'm thinking this is what it is. Yeah. You know, and, you know, that kind of threw me off as, you know, coming in as a freshman in my experience. But, you know, no excuse because, like I said, I've always been outside. So my freshman year, I went straight to being a senior. You're right. You know, which, you know, I had to learn, you know, I couldn't move so fast. And I ended up having to transfer from Southern Illinois.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But from Southern Illinois, I went to Atlanta. Okay. Went to visit one of my buddies, Clyde. He was at Morehouse. Okay. It was his, you know, like his senior year. He was on his way out, you know, just had a great college career. Atlanta, all the city lights. Right. And I seen on his table, he had a music industry major book. And then it clicked to the room. He's like, man, you should go to Morris Brown. Right. You know, it was another historical black colleges in the AUC. You know, it's a group of colleges like next door to each other. Okay. So there's Morris Brown, Clark Atlanta, Morehouse, and Spelman. Okay. All I didn't know they were all connected. Yep, they're all clicked up pretty much right there. They call it the AUC, but downtown Atlanta for the most part. Okay. And
all same like division and everything.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, just blocks. Like it's all just weaved all through. One stop and one starts. That's wild. You know, Morehouse is all boys and Spelman is all girls. Yeah. Clark is a mix and as well as Morris Brown. Okay. But I didn't do enough research to realize it was the last year that Morris Brown was accredited. Last year it was a college. Really? Just went home and like, I'm going to Morris Brown. Transferred, did all my stuff. No one ever told me this is the last year they're accredited. I go to school and they're like, yeah, you know, this is, it's over. Jeez.
And you were what, sophomore? Or red shirt?
I never redshirted, so I played as a true freshman and a sophomore at Southern Illinois. Okay. And then I went to Morris Brown.
Junior.
Yep. Planning to redshirt. Okay. But nope, just working out. I played basketball a lot with the Georgia Tech team.
Oh, nice.
Where I got them like cheering, like, we want you to be our corner for next year, because I was pretty good dunking and doing stuff like that. Go into the Georgia Tech office and they're like, who are you? Right. You know, they didn't experience none of that. Right, so exactly. I was just like, but I hung out with Denzel Washington's son. Okay. Yeah, J.D. Washington and, you know, Ainsley, Ashley, and a group of Flint, Detroit, Cali people. We're the crew, you know. We all hung around each other, and we was partying one night, and he's like, you know, we don't need football players in the crew, and he's like, let's work out in the morning. And we went and worked out, and I guess he realized I was just as fast and strong as him.
Okay.
And he's like, you should go talk to my uncle, which is the athletic director.
Oh, nice.
Right. And, so I'm like, all right, whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? I'm down. And, I go talk to his uncle, let him know, I've been on a full ride my whole life. I'm going to earn my scholarship. If you guys give me a chance, what I'm saying? I'm grateful. He said, hold on. He called JD's mom, Denzel's wife. I got one of your son knucklehead friends in here. And, they got to talking about some other stuff. And then, he got off the phone and said, so you got some money, huh? I said, I'm going to earn my scholarship. I said, I haven't paid for college yet. I've been on the full ride. So I said, I'm going to earn it. Just letting them know.
Right.
Looking back now, I kind of came off kind of cocky, looking back at it. But, like I said, this is a black college.
Yeah.
Looking back, now I'm going to tell you what he did.
Right.
And, looking back, he came off kind of cocky too, because he said, all right, come back tomorrow at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
All right, go home, live my life, come back tomorrow at 5 o'clock. He hands me my schedule and told me go get my equipment. I don't even remember giving him my license, ID, full name, nothing.
And what school is this?
Morehouse.
This is at Morehouse now.
This is at Morehouse. This is where Martin Luther King went.
Right.
This is the Ivy League of black colleges. You know what I'm saying? But we talking about, God. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. The blessing.
You just kind of ended up there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like we all had a story that was already written. I feel like our faith and our belief should fade. I mean, my faith and my belief lays 100% on the story that was already written for me. All right. So what I'm doing daily is trying to listen to the story that he's telling me that was already there. So how can I judge anything if it was already written?
It's hard.
I mean, it's easy. A lot of people do it. A lot of people say, I did this. How am I going to do this?
Oh, yeah. I'm saying to sit and listen. And to
listen, yeah. Well,
that's hard.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Yep, that's hard. That's, believing. Okay, so let me take my logo a little deeper for you. So it's the pyramid, right? See, I stopped in the middle of explaining. I would have got, a little deeper to it. So the way I look at life, I look at life the same way I look at our life. I look at the same way I look at the plants, the same way I look at the animals, the 24, Mother Nature, or growing weed, or, the consistency that it has to be on 12 and 12s, or the different times, and the feeding, you know what I'm saying? And just the consistency that a dog barks every morning, like a rooster, the food, just the consistency.
Yeah, routine.
And then the routine. And then we get so distracted by the world and everything in it that, we think it's everything else. Then, you know what I'm saying, just then the bare minimums, you know what I'm saying, the thank yous. Yeah. And we get confused. Yeah. And this is, so I talk about the baby, and when the baby come into the world, and he comes in with this soft spot, and I relate the soft spot. I feel like the soft spot is I look at it like a convertible. So I feel like the top is off for a baby where they got the full soft spot. I feel like we still have it somewhat, when they say you breathe, it opens up oxygen to your brain. So I look at every time you breathe, I feel like it's like a shade of the convertible going to your brain, getting that thought together.
Breathing, man. It's
Deep.
crazy how important it is too.
Man, I play football. Yeah. You don't understand. They tortured us. But if you couldn't get that breathing together, it's over. And a tough mind, it'll go a long way. Yeah. But kids, north side, bad kids, saying. So you're the baby first, you got the soft spot. I don't know if it's the goo goo gaga that's telling it to eat off the breast or trying to get the baby to crawl. I feel like when he do start hearing what we're telling him, he's starting to enter the world more. Yeah. And that's when he develop a hard head, a hard head kid. And I feel like, when I was a hard head kid, I remember playing outside and another kid saying, you get hit too hard in your temple, it'll kill you. Right. You know what I'm saying? But I realize now I'm in the world and I have the influences. And, you know what I'm saying? But now that I'm older and created super strong, I look at the pyramid as this is the bottom line and the top is the temple. So I created a whole nother temple. Period, you know what I'm saying? That's divine to listen, to receive the message that was pretty much already here for you. You just gotta, control your breathing enough that don't let the anxiety get the best of you.
100%, man. It's when, like, so with like we were talking earlier, I've had other guests on here, me with Process 34, you with Super Strong. We all have a common goal. It's to uplift others. It's to spread positivity. It's to show others that, we as, I guess, us as a community, we have made it through just about everything imaginable. Right. Him, other stuff, me, other stuff, so on and so forth. And now we're here to, I guess, just kind of reach out a hand and say, let us help you not just feel better today, but give you a foundation, so to speak. And with that, within that foundation is a strong body, a strong mind, a strong spirit, soul.
Exactly.
So, we kind of break it down into these different departments, and I know you, I guess what I'm trying to say here is when you have people, are you approaching people, or are people coming to you? And if so, are you, do you have a plan for them, or are you just, what are you doing with Super Strong for the people?
These are my everyday conversations. Okay. This is what I talk about.
A lot of networking.
Yeah. This is I'm the owner of Dreamprint. Okay. So I'm a print company. Yep. So we're manufacturing. That came about as, I'm a licensed wealth planner. Okay. So I got into the financial advising scene, like I said, through God plans, where I felt that, okay, so I had a client. Let me go back to where Dreamprint came about. I had a client that had some businesses in the community that, he wanted some help getting back running. Okay. Like I said, he approached me with that opportunity, and I felt the purpose, and helping the community. Like you said, we're from Flint, so it's, it's a poverty town. So anything that I can do at this age in life, like this, we are the ones. Right. So when he showed me, the print shop that he had, it was something in me that felt that this was the missing thing that I needed to go with, like all the things that I had going, from the music to, the branding, so like I said, the clarity was still growing. Right. So once I got in there, he gave me the opportunity to buy it. So once I got in there and got to working, I realized that people had all these different ideas, and they didn't realize that they looked at them as quick hustles. Like, okay, I can put this on a shirt and sell it for $20 or whatever, but not having the knowledge to know that they're doing business and what it takes to do official business. So I went to advising the community, as far as, okay, so you got something going, people are buying your design. So let's go get the LLC. Let's go get the bank account. Let's create the website. Yeah. Now let's pay those taxes. Time go on, and now, you look up in your businesses where you would never thought, but it has to start, with some type of official business, and that gave me a lot of purpose with how many different clients came in with these different brands and selling and different things like that. Like, it's a renaissance around here. Like it's Flint's going to be in the fashion book for sure. Within the future, because if everybody just stay down and stick in there,
there's so much creativity in Flint.
It is.
It's crazy. It's insane.
I'm opening a new shop downtown.
Okay.
So I'm still here to help. I know I've been down, and I don't really speak in posts on my business and things like that, but we're definitely back in full mode to help the community and everything, as far as manufacturing hats like that. We'll be the place where you can come and find your blanks if you do your own work, as well as consulting and just figuring it out, what it takes for you to get to the next level, you know, because that, you know, that is the purpose within Dream Print.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then are you tying that into Super Strong now too?
Yeah, so we're gonna do more things like this. We're gonna create a lot more content. Like I said, we have these beautiful landmarks now that we'll be able to do a lot of recording and put our work out there and help launch a better foundation for ourselves and, you know, other people.
Okay.
But as far as Super Strong, you know, without me becoming Super Strong, none of this would have, I mean, you know, it wouldn't have happened. You know what I'm saying? It just wouldn't have happened. I heard you talk about, you know, mind, body, and soul is a big part of Super Strong.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until I got all three of those aligned,
mm-hmm.
you know, that things really started to happen for me.
Yeah.
I talk about my building being moved downtown,
mm-hmm.
but I was challenged, you know, like I was given the opportunity to have that building.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, everything just didn't align. Like my financing and everything just didn't align where the opportunity was there for everything at the right time.
Right.
And a friend of mine ended up purchasing the building.
Okay.
You know, and like I said, if I wasn't wired the way I was wired to not give the devil credit,
right?
You know, I could have been in the world and doing the judge and thinking, you know, but I just wondered. I couldn't deny why God put that in my head,
right?
You know, and give me this opportunity and make me feel like that. So I just bought into my friend got a gym and he put a gym in the building.
Okay.
So I went to the gym every day
mm-hmm.
and I started to meditate. You know, I worked out with him, changed my whole body, my whole way of thinking. Had knee surgery, which also encouraged me to, you know, get in the weight room.
Okay.
So I wanted to continue to play basketball. So I work out with him, and then I got a membership at Genesis. You know,
mm-hmm.
I see you guys there, but I go there just for the spa.
Mm-hmm.
I go there to get in the, you know, the dry heat, and I get in the cold tub, and I get in the steam, and I get back in the cold tub, and I get in the sauna, and I get, you know, the whirlpool and get in the cold tub.
Mm-hmm. Recovery.
I did it every day for months and months, to where, you know, my meditating and my focus had came so clear
mm-hmm.
to, you know, the financing came through, you know, just everything came through. Like I said, we're closing on our house, you know, like I said, it's been a long time, you know our story, but,
where you guys, Grand Blanc?
Yep, Grand Blanc. We're not too far, right around the corner. Awesome. Yep. More towards Fenton, going up on Fenton Road that way.
Okay.
Yep. But why all of this? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the dream. You know what I'm saying? We always vision ourselves doing things with our friends when we get older, and we try to fight for those, you know what I'm saying? But we never know what friends it might be, you know what I'm saying, that you end up growing with, you know what I'm saying? So a lot, you know, I tell my daughter all the time, be open, you know, quit saying so many no's, you know. Listen,
100%.
Figure out what's happening. Like, you know what I'm saying? Acknowledge what's going on.
I'm the same way, but I just like you, I think too, like the only way I found all this stuff out was by doing it the wrong way.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it was, you know, very stubborn, very hard-headed, like you were saying earlier. And, you know, and I try to direct my kids the opposite direction. I'm blessed that I went down this road because, you know, it has given me so much, and what I mean by that is just wisdom and experience, and you know, with like you've touched on many times throughout this show, it's, you know, we grew up in Flint. You have, if you don't have common sense in Flint, you know what I mean? Good luck. Good luck. Yeah. Good luck. Good luck. Yeah. You know, you might want to look into Owasso or something, you know, just get out of the city immediately.
Don't even play with it.
Exactly. You know, but in that, you know, and that, like people ask me, you know, cause I obviously went down a pretty dark road sometimes, and it was like, how do you know? I'm like, I was born and raised in the city of Flint. You know, my dad, I was instilled with, you know, I had toughness drilled into me at a very young age. And, you know, just thankfully with that and God, I'm here today, and we're sitting here talking, we're sharing this, and
this super strong story.
It's amazing.
These are super strong stories, and that's kind of when I talk about content we're going to get into. It's because so many people got these stories. So many people from our community, 100%. Let alone the rest of the world.
Yeah,
but
I tell people all the time, we watch TV shows, we see reality stuff, like I'm listening to podcasts, watching stuff on YouTube, and seeing all these people and all these great stories, and I'm thinking to myself, like, I mean, you could have a lifetime, an endless supply of those exact same shows just within the 810, just within our community. Obviously,
a lot of these Hollywood directors are from Flint.
Yeah,
but I done got some calls, Honey Boo Boos, and different things like that. Like, we need somebody because they know they're here.
Yeah,
but it's a challenge living in Genesee County.
When you're dependent on General Motors and General Motors leaves, you're left with this. You're left with despair. You're left with just a sea full of people that are creative beyond belief. But nobody knows about them.
Exactly.
Nobody knows about them. There are some obviously that are gonna, that are success stories, but for the ones that are on the way up, for the ones that are trying to, not only are they on the way up, but you're reaching a hand back and you're helping others.
So I like to say, we getting older and we sacrifice for a lot of these newer guys.
Yeah,
it's open. Like the music scene here. Like, we did the music thing forever, but these guys are really making money right now.
Yeah.
Because, the industry changed. Everything is, with streams and things like that.
Accessible,
I feel like I'm in California right now, man.
Right, exactly. That's what I was hoping. So it is too. It's wild. Just imagine if we had this availability and access when we were younger. It's like I said,
was we ready?
Well, you remember,
I don't even think we were ready.
You
for
remember
the
the Hand One mixtapes?
Yep.
So just picture like that. Just picture some handy cams set up at Northern, Northwestern, Southwestern, Northern. I remember those times, and it's like, man, I wish we had a phone to,
it wasn't cool,
live stream or anything,
It wasn't cool. I remember like the guys that used to do that. You like, man, don't bring that, man.
Yep.
And now we're like, man, we should have just kept that. Like, where's the footage?
Exactly. Exactly. And it's like, you have to, I want to present a concept to you. But and the concept is mindfulness, and it's being quiet, and it's being within yourself. But the way I have to present it to you is via social media and through a camera. You know what I mean? And that's okay.
Making our kids antisocial.
Yeah, but if we figure out a way to do it,
not antisocial, but lack of social skills.
Exactly, 100%. But there's also a lot of good, and there's a lot of power, that comes with this stuff. But that's why I'm saying, like, to do stuff like we're doing, this is huge because it's kind of changing the narrative.
Right.
Nothing wrong with all of that other stuff, but I see like what our kids are going through in school right now. Like, it's wild.
It's different.
It's wild, man. It's wild.
It's definitely different for sure. Like I said, the social skills, all that. Like, my daughter, she just sits on the phone. I'm like, hey, join us, and when they get with athletes, they can put their, them plan on there and get colleges to call them, and then they call them, they don't know what to say.
Yeah.
How you doing? Good.
Yep.
Yep. Like, tell me something about yourself.
3.9 GPA, all district, all state, tell me about yourself. I don't know. No, and it's, it's not I think that contributes, to many things, but definitely, I mean,
pandemic, social media,
that killed it.
It's all types. It's definitely the future.
Yeah. Yeah, and and sometimes parenting too, because I know Peyton's an amazing child, and I know she's not sitting there just staring at her phone all the time.
I mean, she's smart. Don't get it wrong.
She's working her butt off in the gym.
I'm rough on her. I just want to.
But yeah, I mean, there's kids where I'm just like, holy shit, man, how did you make it here today?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. What did you eat?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm coaching football, and we training, and Kids not eating, you know, we
Yeah.
have to have nutrition class.
Some
just
hot
them-
fries.
That's it. That's it. A lot
I
of hot
remember those
fries.
vending machines. The school store. So you're talking about Dream Print, which I was actually going to get into as well, just because I wanted to share. You know, I was actually talking to my wife a couple weeks ago and was talking about having you on the show, and I was kind of jokingly said that, you know, every time I come up with an idea in my mind to do something, I got to jump on Facebook real quick and make sure Tank didn't do it yet, because the dude's always, every time I see him, he's like, man, I'm doing this and I got this. I'm like, God, you know, like,
I
damn,
can help
man,
you
that's
too,
awesome.
man.
But
my mind working.
he's got ideas and he makes it happen. He makes it happen fast too. So that's really cool though, because the Dream Print, from what I could tell, and I'm glad you cleared it up, I thought they were, you know, that and Super Strong were connected in a way to where Dream Print was kind of like the where you discovered Super Strong, so to speak, where it came to life more, I guess.
As far as manufacturing.
Okay, so that's where I started. That's just where it came
That's
out
where
to the world.
it creates it, you know, and and it can create it for anyone with a dream. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You dream it, we print it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great logo too, and that's a great
Yeah,
great
Super Strong is
concept.
actually older than Dream Print.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where's this building at?
It's on Court Street, right off 475. If you was to get off on 475, you know, it's the one way. The first one way is going towards Door Highway. The next one way would be going towards the city.
Yeah.
You have that. You're at that light. That next light there.
Okay.
It's a white building there. It's been there for a long time.
Okay.
You know, I'm sure once we get the sign up there, people want to come in and see what it's been there, because it's been there forever. No one has ever been in there.
I'd have to look at a map. I can't picture it right now.
It used to have a Einstein. You remember the big Einstein picture? Used to sit on the outside of a one way going down there, across from that old motel.
Oh,
You know, right over there.
yeah. The East Village Inn or whatever.
Yep,
yeah,
right
okay.
over there.
I know what you're talking about.
Yep. So
Okay.
we're
Yeah, I know exactly. It's kind of
out
by
in there,
Discount Tire and all that
exactly.
stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. Yep. So right over there. So like it's so Dream Print is sharing the building with Next Level Training Studio.
Next Level Training. Okay.
So we talk about mind, body, and soul. He gave me a whole gym in the building.
There you go.
That's
That's my goal, man. That's what it's.
It was always my goal,
Yeah.
but I never.
I might have found a business partner.
I couldn't do it. Yeah, we're gonna
Um,
work something out, because, like I said, production is everything, man. That's building this content. This is huge, man.
100%.
So it's gonna share to everywhere, you know. So now you got the visual and the audio, man. That's huge.
Right.
Yeah.
So obviously you said that, you know, you've approached life as a way of, you know, like what you learned as a child as respecting your elders, showing them and paying them respect, but you've also had a very likable and, you know, charming attitude, but you're always have a smile on your face. You always seem happy and just enjoying life.
Right.
Have you always been like that, or is that something that's just developed?
Kind of. I've always been pretty happy. But like I said, I developed on the tool of it on paying my tithing.
Okay.
And being able to stay positive and being able to help somebody else stay positive so they can stay smiling.
Yeah.
You know, as long as you able to say thank you.
Yeah.
What else we worried about?
So you get a lot of joy out of uplifting others and seeing them smile and helping them, knowing that you made them smile.
I don't want to give myself the credit.
Well, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but I feel like I was the tool. If I can help that light bulb go off to give him the credit.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
I like that.
That's more where I'm at.
I like that.
Yeah. That's why it's not that clear, because I might seem like I post a lot,
Right.
but not as much as I really should or want to with what I got going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Super Strong don't even have a page.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Instagram page, but I
Right.
like Facebook groups and different things.
And
like
I mean,
that.
once you do it, it's like,
You know, and that's just what I'm
You
waiting
gotta-
on to get
you can't
everything
stop.
aligned, because, like I said, it is a corporation. It has to be done, you know, not like everybody else is independent, you know?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you have well, I guess you kind of, you did touch on it a little bit. What is your daily routine Like from start of the morning to the time you go to bed, what are you doing for your mind, body, and soul?
I'm trying to figure out, I guess I have to wake up earlier and stretch it a little more because I have a routine and it's working good. But I'm working out with the trainer, Coach Q.
Okay.
Yep. So I'm working out at Next Level Training Studio.
You doing that in the mornings?
I'm doing that in the morning with a group of entrepreneurs.
Okay.
We got Morris Peterson and, Wayne the Barbers and Marlena Curtis, the tax people.
That's awesome.
So I'm around those groups, a group of people that, it's pretty cool to wake up to, you know what I'm saying? People always talk about hang around the right crowd of people. So that's one that I can clearly say, okay, check,
Good.
Working out and going over to Genesis.
Yeah.
And you've been in the locker room in there, so now it's all these older guys.
Yeah.
And I'm consistent, so I'm there with them now that we're gaining relationships. And like I said, this is my conversation everywhere.
Right.
And it's not that I'm selling it, but I'm listening and I'm adding. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, wow, who is this guy? So I'm jumping over and, the guy I might be talking to that day might follow me up like, dude, you won't believe what they just said. Like, I'm like, what? They're like, how do you know him?
Right.
He's trying to tell me something, but like I said, they don't realize I'm 42.
Right.
I'm not a kid, because my hair long and my muscles and stuff like that, they think I'm younger and younger. You know what I'm saying? Which is also a blessing, And, and I sit there and I sit in that cold tub and, I'm thinking, like I said, I'm focal point. I'm just trying to figure out what I want my day to look like. You know what I'm saying? And then I leave there, and then I go save the day. Like, you know what I'm saying? And do exactly how I see my day.
Okay.
And that helped a lot, being able to see it before it happened.
I've got to the point to where probably the last 6 months, I've altered it many, many times, but actually probably for the last year, altered it a lot, but found out finally, I guess I didn't find out, but just finally just told myself look, this is the only way possible. Why do you think successful people or happy people have this routine that they follow on a daily basis? It's not because it's fun to them or whatever.
Because they get it.
They get it and they have to. Because if you don't have that,
everything falls apart.
Everything does. You're approaching every single day without a plan, and that's fine sometimes. But if you have no foundation to fall back on, that plan can take you through a whirlwind. And trust me, I've been there many times. So, now it's like I said, I've altered it so many times because, like you said, schedule changes. I work full time at a desk job where I got to sit there for 8 to 5. So I'm like, I got to move somehow during the day. So I'll get up. I walk so much at work now. I get up. I just do laps.
You count your steps.
Oh yeah. Do all that. I just now started tracking my sleep again.
Okay.
I'm watching what I eat. I work out. I'm doing this, and then most importantly, I'm sitting down, I'm spending quality time with my family. I'm doing Process 34. Process 34 has allowed me for the past year, a little bit over a year now, to talk on a daily basis, to share on a daily basis with my nephew and my best friend our day.
Right.
Our daily inventory. What'd you guys do? And it's helped so much because of the accountability, and it's like, yeah, man, it's like I wake up every morning, I come downstairs, I put the coffee on, I drink a glass of water, wait for the coffee, and I start reading.
Yep.
And then once
reading
I'm
is big. Adding that into, add these things that you should be doing.
Exactly.
Into your schedule.
And then I kept telling myself I never have time. And then I find myself like, well, first of all, I'm waking up and just going straight to work, or just hopping in the shower, going
wake up earlier.
Or I'm waking up and I'm sitting there scrolling on my damn phone. I don't care about, I'm not saying I don't care about you people, but I don't care about you at 6
Not
in the morning to where I need
myself.
to. Yes. I need to care about me.
Exactly.
And then once I started doing that, it was like, wow, my days, I can tell now, because there are some days where I'm rushed in the morning. I'm not going to lie. And I don't get to accomplish all of it.
Mm-hmm.
And by 12, 1 o'clock, I'm irritated. I'm like, what is going on? Why? And it's like, oh, I didn't do that this morning. I didn't do this
You
morning.
Starting your day off right.
So then I go home with now I know process 34. I write down what I did. And the biggest one at the end of the day is what is something that you overcame.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's
then
the biggest
I share
one with my tithing.
Yeah.
With me, when I do my eyes open, that's like a trigger to me.
Yeah.
To remember before everything, thank you. So now we're starting it, and we write. It's like getting off on the right side of the bed.
Yeah. And I bet when you don't do that, you wish that you did later in the day because something didn't go right.
I go deeper into, you know what I'm saying? I can go back. Yep, exactly. I can go back and clearly see where. Yeah. Like I said, we talk about God a lot, and when I talk about God, I don't care who your God is. It can be Superman and Charlie Brown. Just believe in something.
Yeah. Whatever works for you.
Whatever works for you. But the devil is real, is what I'm saying. Like we talking clear, so he can clearly hear, and he's going to tempt you and do all the things to take you off track. But you got to be super strong. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. To stay on track, meaning, give the credit where credit's due.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it sounds like, with Super Strong, what I like about it most, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to lie, with the content that you posted early on, I thought Super Strong was a correlation of dream print and something to do with fitness. That's just what I thought.
Yeah. Some people think weed. Some people think news.
Now that you explain it, it's like it does have to do with all of that, but more than anything, it's just you. Yeah. Like it is literally you.
Yeah, that's why I said I'm trying to get them to take it away from me.
Yeah.
Don't think when you think of Super Strong, don't think about me.
No, it's whoever's doing it.
Exactly. I need you to find the Super Strong in you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it has nothing to do with them or that or fitness or, it's all of that. But how are you? And it's like the process 34. It's like, like I told you, I've had other people or other friends of mine, other colleagues that have the same sort of concept. And it's just like, we all just want to be better people. We all just want to be the best version of ourselves. And in order to do that, we have to have these strong foundations and we have to follow these routines. And it's okay to fail. Like I said, I fail every single day, all the time. My whole life is failures. But if I didn't have those failures, I would have never learned anything. I would have never been where I am right now. So I look at it as every failure as a learning
training.
lesson.
Yep, yeah, exactly.
Exactly. And you learn so much
lesson
from it.
What does it say? Every lesson what did it say you should learn from every lesson or something like that?
Yes, I don't know. There's all kinds of them, but it's like within every failure, there's a lesson and something like that. Yeah, which is true. And trust me, I know you have too. I've found out the hard way multiple times, and there is a lesson.
Like I said, my faith has been so big. Like I said, I've been blessed, to the point where I don't want to say I play with my blessings. Yeah. But, I definitely, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't want to have regrets. I don't want to feel like, weaken my faith and belief in the story that is. Right. But, a part of me know I can work harder. Yeah. And now I guess that's what I need to do now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just continue to work harder. Don't make a mistake that you would have when you were younger and, depending more within your spiritual, because now I've been blessed. Yeah. So now it's time to go to work.
And a good thing that I've learned from listening to you tonight as well is, when you have an idea, when you have a concept, when you have something that's kind of itching at you and you don't know how to get it out, sit with it.
Sit with it.
Be patient. I got that patient.
From Mama Soul. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you're into, man, she's great. But, she talk about, how she developed her clarity through stillness. Yeah. She's a cancer survivor and different things like that. So she spent a lot of time still not there, but, still carrying that on through the routine that she developed. Yeah. Taking the positive out of having to be still in the bed. Yeah. Acceptance. Acceptance. There you go. But stillness is like, it's huge, amazing,
and it's hard. It's challenging.
And you can't, can't be moved by other people's judgment. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like, I need to relax, be still, that's probably what you should do.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And continue to listen.
That little voice is usually always right.
Exactly.
Just quiet yourself and listen and listen.
I kind of look at it as the conscience that be on the shoulder.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The angel and the red one or whatever.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? I just don't give that one no credit.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
For sure.
Where did the name Tank come from and who gave it to you?
Mom. I've been Tanks my whole life. I was a fat baby. I don't know, before me, so I don't know how that went, but I was a fat baby.
Okay.
And like I said, I'm in a black household where a lot of nicknames are slung around.
Right,
whatever.
right, yeah.
A little tank head, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure I was a little tank head person.
Okay.
So,
I like it. I was always curious.
I had broad shoulders, fat baby. You know what I'm saying? I've been Tank for life.
Yeah.
But like I said, just like Super Strong, people relate the Tank to however they know me.
Right.
So if I was wrestling, I got it from there. If I was playing football, I got it from there. Or, you know what I'm saying? People, man.
Yeah,
people are something else, man.
People make up anything. Yeah.
That's why that's that worldly line I call it. It's just like
quiet that out.
America.
I don't even pay attention, man.
Yeah.
So couple more and then I just want to ask you real quick. You've learned a lot of valuable lessons. You've shared many with us tonight. What has been the most valuable lesson you've learned throughout your life that you could pass on to someone else right now?
Listen, man. Listen, a lot of people talk like definitely with anxiety and things, you just want to ramble on, don't want to be wrong.
Right.
Stillness. I think that's what this show is about. Just all these different lessons that have collectively became Super Strong. That's kind of what it is. Just my principles and things that I stand on. From being I don't want to say gangster, but to a gentleman. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just
immature.
Immature. I got a design that's so cool, man. It's like it say G's, like G apostrophe S, but then it's US.
Okay.
But when you say it together, it say Jesus. You know what I'm saying? So that's
cool.
So like a lot of my Super Strong designs are like that. They're inspirational, they're spiritual, they're street, they're everything. Like, I'm not on the traditional way. Yeah. Where the lady couldn't wear the skirt to church. Right. And then kick her out before giving her a skirt, or whatever. Yeah. Just, right. So I'm just bridging that gap because we all got a story that was written, and I think we all have the power to believe in the story. Yeah. And I'm sure the story that you believe is the best you. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, don't believe in themselves. Oh. They just
most people don't. Even the people that you think do usually don't.
They're just smiling and truly is nothing behind that. You know what I'm saying?
But that's one of the hardest things I had to find out about myself is I had to realize that I'm constantly seeking validation from other people and
exactly.
And why? Why?
Middle finger.
Yeah, exactly. And then once I stopped, things started happening. Yeah.
See, that's probably I did. So a lot of the things that I did and a lot of people did, I just did them so young. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So by the time I lost my scare bone, I wasn't in nothing but fourth grade or something. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I was grown in my head. Yeah. I really wasn't looking for all the validation. Right. I was challenging, like, I bet you can't beat me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I just experienced it young, and by the time I came to Carmen, it felt like your first time seeing California. Yeah. Palm trees and big houses. And I've never seen, we didn't leave the north side. Right. Like, we may have, but the memory's not there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I remember being at Cortland a lot, I remember Genesee Valley. Right. When my mom sprung some shoes on us, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. We got the dope man Nikes or something, but a lot of the memories was in the neighborhood, which was fun, good memories.
Well, and you had to. You had no choice but to expedite the growth.
Exactly.
In here. Well, I guess what you thought was growth.
Right.
But you had to have that,
It's fear.
Yeah.
It's fear. When you're
It
looking
is.
for that validation, that's just another form of fear.
Yeah, it's a mask.
You know, that's all. And so when I wasn't scared,
Yeah.
you know, and then I was an athlete that was, you know, like I got into smoking young and different things like that. And I knew that I didn't want people. I was popular, so I got used to living popular.
Yeah.
So I knew I was always being watched.
Right.
I'm sitting here doing my thing, but I know my faith and belief, knowing that I'm being watched. You know, it was, you know, I got into it. It's crazy. It's the same story where I pretty much lost my scare bone. You know, it was a neighborhood kid, and you know, on the north side, my mom, when we was in Merlehood, she bought us a basketball court where she laid the cement, got us glass, so we had a nice court where everybody came to our house and played. But this day, you know, my next door neighbor, he had a big brother, so he was kind of the bully type, you know.
Right.
And we playing 1-on-1 in the backyard, and you know, he couldn't beat me, so he tried to punk me.
Right.
But it wasn't that I was scared. I knew because I can wrestle and I'm bigger than them and different things like that.
Right.
But, you know, I'll let people be the best of them that they can be because I'm confident within myself. But at this point, you know, I just wanted him to know that you can't beat me. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of beat him up 1-on-1, not in front of nobody and everything. But I remember feeling like I was being watched.
Okay.
And I remember looking up and seeing my mom and my uncle like in the window. They watched it. You know, they didn't come stop it or nothing. You know, they wanted me to, you know, experience that or whatever. But I related and I tell the story like to my daughter and I tell her the story that, you know, that my mom and my uncle was in the window. Yeah. But in my soul, it was God telling me like, you know, I'm always going to watch over you. You know what I'm saying? So I related to the worldly things like, you know, the lady in the grocery store that saw me acting up and told my mom, you know, before I got home type thing. Right. But really, the point of the story is, you're always being watched. Exactly. So we'll be scared. What you scared of? Right. What if me and my team versus yours? Let's go. Yep. Right. Yep.
Exactly. Know? And it's as simple as that. But I think with ego and everything else, when it gets in the way,
that worldly line.
Yeah, man. It's just, you know, you usually have to find out the hard way. But once you do find out and you accept that,
and you don't die, you're like, I'm still here.
Exactly. You can accomplish anything, man. You can accomplish anything. I still won't get in a plane. I still won't get in a plane.
You don't like the planes?
No, I never have, man. Never had it. Terrifying.
It's terrifying. That's a straight faith.
Yeah.
You know, and I used to tell people like, my faith is so big that I'm falling from the building backwards. Yeah. You know, and I know that he's going to catch me. Right. You know. And, you know, I said it for years, and I told my buddy this, I don't know, within a year or so, my boy Mark in Atlanta, and I was telling him, you know, and he's like, yes, but turn around, guide it, and steer it. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right, he said, don't just fall backwards with your eyes closed. No right, more. Yeah. Guide it and steer it. He said, fly. Yeah. You know, and that hit me, and that's, you know, a lot of times with me giving so much advice, is sometimes not a lot of people that give me advice. You know, so that's why I have to be around those circles with older people and people that's been through something, just so I can continue to listen. 100%. You know, because like I said, it's not about me.
Well, and I think too, like when you get to when you are working on yourself and you're growing as a person, you attract those kinds of people, right? And you know, vice versa. You know what I mean? It's like you don't want to be around some deadbeat. You know, you're not trying to go chill at the trap house all day when you know, trying to be super strong.
But like
you know
what I mean? You attract them.
Exactly.
You know, exactly.
You know, so it's what you're doing is great, and I could not be more happy to have you, man. And I just wanted to ask you one thing. Is I've been asking everyone. I love hearing everyone's stories or the answers. But if Lil Tank came walking through that door right now, what would you tell him? What piece of advice would you share with him?
Myself. Wow, that's dope. And I have seen people get asked that question, and I kind of see it reflected. Now I felt that. That's dope. I feel like our dreams gonna come true. I feel like because I'm on the same story. You know, a lot of people switch it. I'm taking the opportunity that I'm given for the same story. You know,
that's wild. Your whole life.
Yeah. But it's happening. So like I said, it's time to go to work.
Yeah.
You know, people always ask me, man, if you wanted to make $1 million, what would you do? I said, I'm going to work.
Yeah.
It's time to go to work, you know, and I ain't finna sit back. I just chilled my whole life.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Me too.
You know,
Yep.
I just did that. I just been a kid.
Yep.
It's time to, you know, like I said, share the blood.
Yep.
You know, and that's what I'm here for, man.
I like it,
I said,
man.
we live such good lives. I'm good.
Blessed, man.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm good, you
Yep.
know. Pay.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Exactly.
And Katie, you know, but
and Katie.
Yeah.
No, that's huge. I like that a lot. I think, you know, what you're doing is wonderful. I'm so glad to hear like actually more about it, find out more about it, and happy to see what's going to happen, what's going to transpire, and hopefully I'll be a part of it as well.
Definitely.
You know, definitely just want to, like I said, the whole concept of this is not only just to spotlight you, but it's to grow a community, it's to grow this network of, you know, like people you're talking about,
Right.
and just, you know,
It's
Flint.
definitely a market,
that
man.
positive place. Yeah, Flint. Yeah, I know about Flint.
Right.
Full of
Switch it up.
positivity, full of creativity.
Used to have the dirty water.
Yeah. Fuck that water. You know,
Yeah,
we don't want to
it's a
hear
great
about the
place
water
now.
anymore. Yeah,
It's a great place.
Exactly.
Yep,
It's
you
always,
know.
it always has been, and you know, it's time to shed the light on it.
For sure.
So,
for sure.
yeah, that's it, man. Without further ado, I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank
I
you.
Appreciate
Love you, man.
Love
Appreciate
you, bro. Thank you for everyone. If you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so now. You can also find the audio version of the podcast on Spotify and Apple. Follow me on Instagram at process_34 and Facebook at process34. And also, Mr. Pittman here. We got where are you at on social media?
I am Kenyun Pittman on Facebook.
Okay.
On Instagram, I'm super strong, super_strong_ LLC.
LLC. Okay.
Yeah, underscore maybe.
A lot of underscores.
Yep. And I'm also Dream Print LLC
Okay.
on Instagram. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
that's where you
Cool.
find me.
And you said you're going to be downtown here soon.
Yes.
Do we have a projected date, or are we
We're
just in the works?
down there, we like I said, if downtown hurry up and bless us with some of these permits. We've been kind of working through those things. Like I said, all the builders, everything is on deck.
Right.
So within that, months,
Okay.
got new big 6-head embroidery machines and director garments. I'm
Okay.
looking to get into creating NIL deals for the athletes.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So I created the designs for them and set up their website where it's pretty much shop down to their platform, and
Okay.
as well as musicians and musical merch. Concert merch, I call it.
You have a website for?
It's been built right now.
Okay,
Yep.
okay.
So
It'll be an online store and everything.
yep, it is both. Super Strong LLC and DreamPrintLLC.com.
Okay. Cool.
Yep. So yep, I wanted to get it as clear and simple as a Vistaprint, where you
Right.
upload, check it out, like image.
Yeah.
And we also going to be the place where you can get quality blanks. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying, like H&M or
Yeah.
different things like that. But yeah, man, I
Cool.
appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely, man. Go follow him, like it. Be on the lookout for the store coming soon. And as always, stay positive, stay hopeful. Everything's going to be okay in the end. And if it's not okay, it's not the end, right? Have a good one, folks.
I like that.